So now you guys are going to take the car that you found and you guys are going to break down. And this is the last thing you have to do for day 5. You guys are going to look at how much is it going to cost if you have a good credit score, if you only have 3 years to pay it off, 4 years, or 5 years, which is the 36, 48, 60 months, and how much it will cost if you have poor credit score. And we're going to look at the same loan terms. If you pay it off in 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years, 36 months, 48 months, 60 months. So go ahead and go back to that first slide, guys, and you can open up this car loan calculator, which is going to help us out. And as that's opening, guys, take whatever the price is of your car, and you can go ahead and type that in at the top of both for the credit score good and credit score poor. Because like I said, we're using the same car for all of the options. And now you guys will notice I already researched and looked up. If you have a really good credit score and you want a 36-month loan, you're going to have a 3.4% interest rate, or APR, which is really low. Like, you can't get much lower than in the 3 or 4% for a car loan that I've been able to see. If you want a little more time, if you want 48 months instead, they do charge you a slightly lower interest rate, but you are paying 12 more months of payments. 60 months, it's even a little bit lower than the other two. So the longer you have, guys, the car companies do give you slightly lower interest rates. But we're going to see how tricky that is, because just because the rate is lower doesn't mean the total interest paid will be lower, because of how much more time you're actually paying off your loan to the bank. Okay, so we are going to do this for each example. I'm going to take the price of my car at $21,895, and I'm going to put that in $21,895. And I'm going to pretend for this first example, guys, no down payment. I need a loan for every single dollar that car costs. And we're going to do this one at a time. We're going to start with a 36-month loan, which is a 3.4% interest rate. So I'm going to go to 36 months here. This was new. You guys can decide for yourself what that looks like. And I'm going to change that to that 3.4. And I'm going to hit enter. And boom, it gives me my information. So if I was going to choose that 36-month, 3-year loan for my car, I would owe $641 per month. So my monthly payment is $641. The total interest that I ended up paying to the bank for that big old loan is $1,167. Oops, wrong way. $1,167. And so now, how do we find the total cost of the car? The total cost of the car for every single time is going to be how much total interest you pay to the bank plus the cost of the car. So I'm going to open up my Desmos, because I love that calculator. You guys can feel free to just use a calculator on your phone if that's easier and closer. But in order to get the total cost of the car, like I said, we're going to take the total interest that I paid, $1,167, plus the cost of the car, $21,895. $21,895. So I ended up actually paying total $23,062. So I'll type that in. And now to make it easy, I'm going to go ahead and get, well, how much would my car cost with a poor credit score over 36 months, 3 years? Because if you notice, guys, the only thing that's going to change is the interest rate. Where if you have really good credit score, you have a nice low 3.4. Or if you have a sort of a poor credit score, it's going to be a lot higher. So we're going to go and change that interest rate to 11.7% right there to represent a lower credit score, 11.7. Boom, a bigger monthly payment, first of all, $724 per month. My total interest paid, wow, $4,172, way more. And once again, how do you get the total cost of the car that you'll end up paying with poor credit? Well, we're going to take the total amount of interest that you pay to the bank over that time, $4,172, and add it to the cost of the car, $21,895. And of course, you guys will use your own car information for your workbook. So I would have ended up paying $26,067, which is just looking there, just with a worse credit score, the same car, same amount of time, that worse interest rate is making it almost $3,000 more expensive. So now you guys are going to continue this for the 48-month loan term and the 60-month loan term. I'll help you set up the 48 months. Then I'll let you guys do the rest of this on your own. Then tomorrow we're going to do some percent conclusions comparing the cost of your cars. So we are keeping the same car. So I'm not going to change how much I need to borrow. We are changing to 48 months this time. And at 48 months, my new interest rate is 3.25. 3.25. Oops, didn't type in quite correct. Boom. I have my new monthly payment of $487. I'll type here. So I would owe $487 per month for 48 months. My total interest paid, boom, $1,484. And then how do you get the total cost of your car? Good job. Very good answer. You take the total amount of interest that you paid. So in this case, $1,484. And we'll add that to the cost of the car that I got, $21,895. Well, I will end up having paid $23,379. $23,379. You'll notice, guys, even though this 48-month loan term had a slightly lower interest rate, I did pay about $300 more in interest. And that's because in this option, guys, you're making 12 more months of payments. So even with a slightly lower rate, you're still paying more interest, and you are paying a little bit more for the cost of that car. The benefit you get, though, is a way lower monthly payment. You might not be able to afford $641 per month, but $487, you might be able to swing that. So that might be why you choose a 48-month loan term instead, because you are paying more for the car, but you have a better monthly payment. So it's a bit of a trade-off. Now we'll go and see how much does this car cost with poor credit, where all we have to go do is now change that interest rate to 11.5% instead. And now you'll go take that monthly payment, that total interest, and you'll continue finding the new cost of the total cost of the car. Then finally, you will do that for the 60-month option. And just don't forget to change the interest rate for the good and the bad that's already in there.